Right, take two. Let's see how that works. So we're still going to talk about mental health and obviously the first video that I did on YouTube. So yeah, we're going to talk about those two things um, and basically see how this live stream goes. It's kind of a urgent subject which needs to be told to everybody out there, not just people who are not autistic or not even on the spectrum. Everybody needs to understand that we are different, we are not the same, and it's kind of urgent for people to know that mental health is to do with autism. It's a disability that everybody goes through, even if you're not on the spectrum. Even if you're ordinary, you just normal. Mental health is to do with it, in my opinion. Now, when I say about these things are all my opinions. There's nothing about it which they are my opinion. They're all, yeah, they're all my opinion. That's all I got to say. And I want to make sure to make that very obvious to you guys because a lot of people will comment saying, Edward, that's not true. Like I say, these are my opinions, nobody else's. So, yeah, it is tricky sometimes because, like, mental health is a struggle. Hello, Lewis. And it's a struggle alone because you are autistic, but yet you're still not classed as mental health. But when you should be mental health. It should be a mental health issue. It's a very tricky thing to discuss to anybody. Um, yeah, and that's why I wanted to show you my first ever video to show you what I was like when I first ever started my channel and to how I am now. It's actually quite amazing to how I have actually become who I am today. If it wasn't for the first ever video, it would be a complete different story. So here's the video. I'm going to play it now onto YouTube. So, and welcome to On the Spectrum. Um, on the Spectrum is going to be about obviously people who are on the spectrum, and I am. I just wanted to express my feelings and stuff about it. One of which is that people who have autism. Right, now that first video has been shown to you guys, or should I say shown to you, Lewis. Now let's go into detail on that. When I was posting that video, because obviously I was can't remember what the age I was. I was quite young, like not young, but how old was I? I posted that video about 2 years ago, and that was the first ever video that I posted. I just grabbed my phone and was like, "I'm here, I'm filming." And obviously, at the time when I did that video, I was really scared to like video myself. I was like, "Oh crap, I'm videoing now." Um, 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 hello, everybody. My name's Edward. I'm a YouTuber. Um, okay, that's a post. And to compare to where I am now, like I can confidently speak to anybody who comes into this live stream. It doesn't matter whether you're just new or you're just coming here or you're not even watching it or just watching a replay. I can constantly go boom, boom, boom. And even when I did my first ever live stream, I was the same as the video I just showed you. I was the same, exactly the same. But obviously, I was a bit better than that. 'Cause I had to be a bit louder and I had to be a bit different. But it's still the same thing. I was still feeling the same feelings. Like if you noticed on that first ever video the video that I just shown you, I was ever so quiet than the way I spoke, and I'm not sure whether you noticed it, but when I was filming it, I was very nervous. I was like, I'm posting a video to a YouTube channel, which I could potentially get the Mickey taken out of me like I have done for all my life. And this is where mental health ties into it. This it's important for you to guys to understand that mental health is to do with autism, in my opinion. I strongly advise it when I say my opinion. I have to say it's my opinion because people may get confused over it. So when I say these things that I'm about to say and this the whole entire of this live stream, I'm not saying that mental health is a to do with autism or is autism is to do with mental health, etc. These are just my thoughts and my elaborations and my way of thinking about this because my brain will work very differently to however yours does. It's a very unique way of thinking things, and for me, this is how I think about it and the way I understand it. So, autism is a mental health issue, in my opinion, because like you got depression, which is a mental health issue, which everybody deals with. Depression can come with autism in a way because when you're autistic, you get depressed because nobody cares about you, nobody likes you because you're different, and you've just got to adapt that to your life. It's ever so hard to do that. It's not something which is simple. You cannot just turn up one day and just go, right, I'm autistic, but I've got to deal with it. It's not as simple. When you're autistic, you got to, it's really complicated to even tell people what it is like. It's just, you can't, it's, it's really hard for me to, it's really hard for me to explain these things to you, like now. Like, mental health mental health and autism are a big subject which people don't understand. People think autism is just a disability which you got, which is true. It is true. You got autism. It's the same with mental health. Thank you, Lewis. It's exactly the same as mental health. But people don't understand this. And it's really important for people to know. Like, for me being an autistic YouTuber, it's really challenging because people dislike who I am. People say I don't make the quality videos that I do. People say, "Oh, your videos are absolutely shockingly bad." Yeah, they are, but I'm improving them. Like I haven't posted a video for a month because I've been trying to get better content out there for you guys. I'm fed up with people saying things like "you're a rubbish YouTuber," "you're not a good YouTuber," and people just subscribing then desubscribing. Like recently, I did hit 1.1 million, 1.1 thousand subscribers, and suddenly somebody was like, "Nah, this is not for me. I'm going." But that's not how it should be. People need to take the time to understand about autism because at the end of the day, autism is a mental health issue which needs to be addressed ASAP and needs to be re-diagnosed. Autism as a general, it needs to become a mental health issue because people can get a lot more for it. Like people can get medication which can help them with autism in the US. In the UK, it's a completely different story because they're like autism's nah. Autism's not a mental health issue, guys. We're just going to scrap autism. It's not a mental health issue, right? We're just going to brush it to one side. The US are actually trying to help it, and that's why I really want to go to US. I want to move to the US, and I want to live in the US. I want to be a US citizen because of this. And yeah, it's not good because the US care about people who are autistic because they consider it as a mental health issue. But yet the UK seem to think it's just nothing. It's like, oh, you're autistic, eh? Um, I'm just gonna put you into a school, right? Which may help you, may not help you. It's not a private school. There's nothing special. It's just like a ordinary school, which is a bit troublesome for somebody who's autistic. Because when I was growing up, I went to primary school, which is kindergarten or whatever you call it in the US. I went to primary school, then I went to high school. So in the UK, primary school was from reception to year one, and then so on year one, year two, year three, year four, year five, year six. Year six onwards, so seven, eight, nine, 10, that is high school. When I was in year seven, I always used to get picked on, like straight away, as soon as I transferred from high school to primary school, I got picked on straight away. I was put into like a separate class the whole entire mainstream. I was almost isolated from making friends. I was isolated from being a normal human being. And like they didn't understand that because I had a rough like preschool or whatever you call it, a rough previous time, like a rough reception year one, year two, year three, and so on, because I had wasn't understood back then. It affected me to in high school, and it also affects me to this day. Just because I was not treated the way that I should have, it's caused me aggro to this day. Like making this YouTube channel was really hard. When I say it, you can notice it. If you haven't watched it, I recommend you play the video back to when I've shown the video because that video proves a point. Because I had never made any friends, and because I was such a loser in a way because I had nobody to talk to. I had nothing whatsoever. I had a job obviously because I was obviously working out to get a phone or something to actually make something happen to make the video. But just picking up the phone and saying, "Hi guys, this is a YouTube channel. I'm making this just for the fun of it, seeing what happens." It was really challenging, and people don't understand how hard that was for me to film. I must have filmed over two or maybe even five videos just to get a perfect one because all the rest I was stuttering, I was messing up. I was like, um, this is a YouTube channel, help me, cancel. And people don't realize behind the scenes and behind the videos and behind me, behind what you see now, like when I turn this camera off tonight, people don't know what happens behind it. Nobody does. People just see me talking to you guys and me making a rubbish video or whatever you want to call it. Some people love it. Some people are like, well done, Ed. Well done. Well done. You're doing a good video. That's a fantastic video. I like that video. That's a really awesome video. That's good. Others are like, okay, we'll watch this video, but I don't get the gist of it. But it's really challenged. Like, it's hard for me to put into words and hard for me to make sense of all of this. Like YouTube and autism and that just as a general thing, it's just really hard for me to explain to anybody that's a ordinary human being. If you like, no, well, not ordinary, but who's non-autistic. put it that way, because nobody's ordinary, are they? Everybody's unique and everybody's special in their own, own unique way. But it's just, I just wish people could actually understand autism as a general, because it's not fair that we get really good quality people, like really good quality in the States before autism, and they get like medication and stuff in the US. Why can't they introduce that to the UK? Why can't they actually help autistic people instead of just let them suffer and let them degrade over years? It's just dreadful. Like, if I was taught properly, I'll be able to spell, count, and talk properly. Because I must admit it, I cannot speak to save my life because the way I've been taught. Let's subscribe. Thank you very much, Lewis. Um, yeah, it's just it's it's hard for me to even put into words what's going on in my mind sometimes, because people need to like properly understand autism, right? They need to, and they just need to understand it. It doesn't really, like, obviously we got one like and one viewer in. We did have two, but I don't know what's happened there. Um, yeah, but it's not on. Like, the UK really needs to sort something out, because the like when I was like growing up, like in high school and preschool, or like in whatever you call it, um, it was always hard for me to make friends, because everybody saw me as the special kid, the one that had special support. Because I always had a teaching assistant with me. A teaching assistant is somebody who's with you constantly, mothering you like your mother, constantly with you, like, oh, hello, Edward. Do you want help with this? Or do you want me to write that for you? I'll write it for them for you, okay? Yeah, you can't write. Oh, what's this? I can't understand this. I'm just going to write it down for you. What? Hey, come on. I want to write this. No good you writing it down, is it? Where's the common sense? I'm just like, if you want, just teach me properly instead of teaching me how not to do something. Because it's just dreadful, because I don't know. It infuriates me, because like I don't know. It just really annoys me that people just don't get it. Like, if I like imagine, this would be the ideal thing, and I wish this happened when I was growing up. I wish I was taught the same way everybody else was taught. Like, I wish I didn't have any special assistant or anything special. I wish I was taught mainstream, because I was taught in a way that if you imagine this, the way I was taught with somebody who was sat by me from like when I was from reception, which is the first year you start in, like you start school in reception. Obviously, in the UK we've got nursery, but nursery doesn't really teach you anything. It's kindergarten in the US, but in the UK we call it nursery, and what that is technically like kids, like children, like toddlers. Like, that's where you grow up, you meet friends, and you talk, you babble on, you walk, and you get the gist. It's kindergarten, really. And then you get moved up into primary school, which then primary school is obviously year one, year reception, year one, year two, year three, year four, year five, and year six. And then year six and onwards, which I just told you, which is high school. So when I was in year one, and actually in reception, I was always taught with a one-to-one assistant, and it as somebody was always there watching me, keeping an eye on me, seeing if I was okay, and just watching out for me, which I didn't mind. I was like, yeah, that's a really good idea, and I actually quite I like this assistant. But when it becomes a bit obviously, like when you're younger, you don't realize what's going to happen in the coming up future, do you? You're young, you just don't think about it. But if I was brought up in a way that I did not have a one-to-one assistant, I was just brought up as a normal per child, just playing about, having fun with my friends, and just chilling out, playing all sorts of these games, and really having the best time of my life. Which, to be fair, I did have a lot of fake friends, which were my friends, pretend to be my friends, not my friends, because like they're like, I see you got a teaching assistant. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pretend to be your friend, just so you feel okay. Yeah, you feel fine. You're not a loser. You're not a loner. You're solid. You're sound. You're perfect. You're a okay. But in reality, you could tell how fake they were being just to make teachers happy and make everybody happy. And it really infuriated me, and it infuriates me to this day. It makes my blood boil. Because just because people did not get it when I was younger, and it affects me to this day. Because I got nobody my age. I got no friends who really bother me. I'm 19 and I still got no friends just from me growing up, and people see me as just a loser just because I've had special needs and just because I'm autistic, and just because people did not understand that I want to be treated normal. That's why I love my YouTube channel, because so far, touch wood, I've had nobody be mean to me, nobody disrespect me, and nobody take the absolute mickey of me because I'm autistic. They've all been absolutely sound. And every single person that I've met on the internet has absolutely been superb and been really supportive and just let me blend into the communities and let me just be me. And Slingshot Warrior, who is one of the best people to like one of the best people, he's one of the ones that have really helped me out and made me to the point where I am today with fantastic equipment and the best setup you could ever have. And yeah, it's just a big positive. I just can't get over how far I've come from when I first began. It's just insane. But yeah, it is urgent that people get autism. It is quite serious because if people don't get autism straight away, like soon as, the world's going to be starting to become the way I grown up when I was growing up, where one-to-one assistants are going to be common. People are not going to understand that autistic people want to be treated exactly the same as everybody else. There's no good you treating that one person differently just because they got special needs. And I disagree with these private schools who are dedicated to people with autism or dedicated to additional needs. I disagree with it because you're not learning anything. You're just being brought up in a prison, essentially. You're being brought up in a world which is not good at all because you're isolated from the universe in a way. You'll have to be taught something which is false. You've got to be someone who you're not. And it's not, it doesn't do your mental health any good whatsoever. You become more autistic because of where you've been taught. You become all sorts. Like, probably if you got me re-diagnosed this day, I probably have a higher type of autism from when I was diagnosed back in 2010, not 2010, 2016, um, which is like 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years ago. Um, I probably got more autistic just because I've been in high school and I've survived high school, and I'm in the real world. it's actually messed me up completely, which it shouldn't do. This should never have happened in the beginning. This should never have even happened. And to think how many people who are autistic out there who have had this similar experience, it's going to be mad. There's probably well over 100 people or even 1,000 people in the world. That's just the world, guys. Yeah? And to think how many people are getting this treatment, you would be quite upset in a way to see it. It's just crazy. And these people are not getting the right treatment. They're not getting understood properly. They're just getting misunderstood completely. And it's messing them up for the real world. It does upset me when I think about it because there's going to be people out there who don't have parents, who don't have mums and dads, who have lost their parents or had God knows what's happened. But those people are not going to survive the real world. I know it's hard to say and it's quite brutal and it's mean to say it in a way, but those people will not survive the real world for sure. If I didn't have my parents or didn't have anyone around me which says, okay, Edward, you're safe, you're good, you're fine, don't do this stupid stuff. If I didn't have that, I would probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys right this second. Just because of how badly educated I've been. Anyway, I've had my rant and rave about this stuff. Let's actually get on to some less interesting conversation now. Because I think I've absolutely smothered that one. But I best get a drink because my foot's going to get annoying. Bear with. Got my drink around here somewhere. Yeah, it's just not good at all. But we are going to be talking about my channel now, so. Alright, let's go into the second part of this live stream, shall we? This is kind of a bit of a two-part live stream because I've got to talk about my channel and what's going to happen to it now. So I am starting to make different content. The next video that will go out will be a mental health video because it's got to be done. If any of you guys got any suggestions, don't just feel free to comment on the comments down below. Don't be afraid to. It would be nice to hear your thoughts about this because at the end of the day, this channel is mainly about you. But I think this live stream's officially come to the end. It's turning to ice at the minute. So yeah, thank you very much for coming in and liking and commenting, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio, guys.